The problem with America is it's full of status. If we can't get them out, let's breed them out. We had a new Liberty baby.
Hell yeah. So, one of our biggest, let's just be honest, our biggest contributor, Jessica Baird, just brought into the world little Lacey Esther Ann Baird.
The cutest baby ever.
Alec had something to do with that, so big props to Alec Baird.
Not really. Did he? A little bit?
A little bit.
Okay, well, props to both of you. Congratulations on the cutest baby ever.
Yep, our newest lovely Liberty lady.
Yep. And we would like to show a picture of her, if you guys don't mind. So, here she is, in all her cuteness.
Feast your eyes on the freedom.
Happy birthday! Woo!
This is cause for celebration.
Yay!
Got our party hats on. It's Minnie Mouse. I know how much you love Minnie Mouse, Jess. This baby, Lacey Esther Ann Baird, was a product of 15 hours of labor.
Ooh.
I say that deserves a gold medal.
Wow.
It's on its way, Jess.
It's real, too. That's actual gold.
I figured, time to get some celebratory wear on here. So, not one, not two, but 3 rubber chickens on this necklace. One for every child.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So, good work and stuff.
Yeah, definitely. That was, we're super excited because we need more babies, and we definitely need more Liberty babies, and guys, keep having them. You're young. Keep pumping them out. Let's go.
Oh, and I did not forget little Lacey. Birthday means birthday cake.
Ooh, yummy.
Yeah.
Can I get some of that?
Well, normally I'd say no, but just occurred to me. Lacey doesn't have teeth yet. So if you want to be surrogate teeth, sir, go right on ahead.
Why don't you do a...
Oh, wait. No forks.
Yeah.
Forgot about that. But this is a baby cake. You know what that means, right? Happy birthday, Lacey.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Lacey. Hey everyone, and welcome to my tube. My name's Steve.
And I'm Chris.
And this episode is 2A.
Second Amendment, y'all.
It's going to get dangerous up in here. So, the Second Amendment is the Second Amendment to the Constitution of the United States of America. And it says things.
Yeah, it says stuff.
Lots of stuff. About guns. Or arms. It doesn't say guns.
Yep.
It's not,
arms.
It's not these guns.
There's a reason why they said arms and not guns, y'all. Because they had in mind the fact that they might not know every kind of possible weapon that could come out, and they just wanted to be, have their bases covered. So the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed.
Yes. I think one of the things we should start with is the wording of the actual thing. As you can see, you'll see what it says. You guys can read it for yourself. We'll give you time.
Yeah, past members tear. Making good time, man.
Yep. You're bearing arms too. So, as you can see, it talks about a well-regulated militia.
So people try to play a little bit of sleight of hand, saying, well, the only people that are allowed to have weapons are the well-regulated militia. No, they would have said so.
Yeah.
A well-regulated militia being necessary, the right of the people to keep and bear arms.
Yes.
Will not be infringed. If that militia ever turns against us, the people have to be the last defense of freedom.
let's put this in actual our terms of English. What they're saying is, just because you have a good army doesn't mean the citizens shouldn't have guns, and that those guns should not be regulated in any way, guns or arms of any kind.
And don't act like they didn't have no automatic weapons back then. They did.
Yeah. And we should be able to own any type of weapon whatsoever, and it shouldn't be regulated at all. That means if you want to own an AR-15, go ahead. You want to own a tank? Go ahead. Yes, I'm advocating for people, citizens, to own tanks. If you can afford one, buy one.
Yeah, I mean, think of all the money you'd save on snow plowing. Hey, and since you just brought up AR-15s, we have a little lesson for the uninitiated about AR-15s as compared to other guns. So if you're one of these people who says, ooh, AR-15, scary, well, let's find out how scary they really are. Take it away, Jessica.
So, I want to talk about gun ignorance. What gun comes to mind when you think about the gun that people are most ignorant about? And that is the AR-15. It is big, it is bad, it is mean, it is meant to take down so many people at once. It is the devil in a gun. Sure. But that is how liberals act, and I want to put my thinking cap on and go through that with you. Why is it not the worst gun in the entire world? Well, it has the same capacity as other guns. For example, the .308. Most rifles today come with the same size magazines, right? Well, if you live in California like me and it sucks, then all guns have a maximum capacity of 10, but we're just going to go through this. Also, this is not a .308, this is a 10-22, but we're going to pretend we're using our imaginations, okay? So this is a .308. Usually they are all wooden like this. They have black trimmings. It's typical kind of hunting rifle look. Now, what kind of ammunition does a .308 take? Well, I'm glad you asked. They take .308. This is not a .308, but it's close. Okay, so we're going to use it for an example. This is a 7.62, and it's a Russian, I believe, round, but it's exactly the same size, nearly, as a .308. This is the .223, which is the size round that an AR-15 takes. I just whacked my helmet with a bullet. That's nice. Alright, so, look. That right there is the bullet. This is the black powder, the shell, or the gunpowder and the shells, and that is what's hitting you, and that's what's hitting you, and that is a lot bigger. I'm using my thinking cap, right? And that makes this gun actually more dangerous. That gun, the .308s are made to take down game, right? So it's actually made to kill game, and AR-15s are, you can hunt with AR-15s, but they're really not made to hunt for larger game like the .308s are. They can take down a lot. So why is the AR-15 more dangerous when it actually has nothing more dangerous about it? It's not. Have a good day. Oh, and Black Lives Matter. Don't discriminate.
It's so scary. Get away from me. No, it's not really scary.
Mini make you feel better?
Yes.
Look at that face.
You know what would make me feel better? If she got shot with an AR-15. No, it's a very good point. AR-15s aren't what they say people try to make them out to be. They are just regular guns.
Yeah, made to look all badass and awesome, but they're not they're not M16s, people.
Yeah, they look cool, but they're not fully automatic.
They're rifles. That's what they are. They're rifles. It's like, well, you could make it automatic. Well, you could make anything automatic if you tried hard enough.
Exactly, and that's the whole point of the actual regulation is, don't regulate it. Don't say, oh, you can have a gun. You can have a gun with one clip. You can have a gun as long as it's locked and it's hidden and it's... No, that's that's unconstitutional. I don't care what the Supreme Court says.
So in terms of people trying to take all guns away from all people in the country, hey, let's see if we can make sure only the most law-breaking people have guns. Nothing could go wrong there. Derp to the 10th power.
It's the same when you try to regulate anything. You make drugs illegal, you get drug dealers. You make alcohol illegal, you get rum runners. You make guns illegal, you're going to have gun runners.
You'll create a hell of a thriving black market. Way to strengthen the gangs there, folks.
Yeah.
And your point about drugs, alcohol, all that. What have you done with those laws other than possibly make peaceful people criminals?
One of the issues with that is if you think about all the different regulations, it's so hard to keep under control of, you need to have it this way and that way and this way and that way, that even the cops don't know what's legal and illegal with a gun anymore. And that's part of the politicians pushing these odd rules because they're trying to control weapons, and all you're doing is making, like he said, these people criminals.
Once the laws get so labyrinthine, at some point they're just going to be like, we don't know, we'll just arrest them anyway.
How many times have you seen those videos where the cops are like, you're being arrested, what for? I'll figure something out. When you start talking about the Second Amendment, it's second for a reason. And the reason why is because the two main things that they wanted to protect with the Constitution was the freedom of speech, the freedom of religion, goes together, and the freedom to own and bear arms. Because if you take one away, you're going to lose the other. And that's how they're going to come at you. If the federal government ever becomes so strong that it actually wants to start being something other than our government as it is, and wants to be some sort of dictatorship, like everybody's afraid Trump's going to be a dictator, the first thing he's coming after is your guns. Then he's coming after your freedom of speech, or vice versa. We don't need guns to hunt. We need guns to protect ourselves from an out-of-control government. Is our government out of control right now? Not necessarily, no. Do we need to take up arms and fight against them? No. But if that day were to arise, we need that.
We're not yet to the point of having to fight against our own government. I'd say having an armed citizenry keeps them a little more polite than they would otherwise be.
Mm-hmm. When you start taking away the average person's gun, the normal citizen, and you start regulating their weapons, you get things like Chicago, where only the criminals have guns, and they're killing each other left and right all day long, no matter what. It's a war zone in Chicago right now. Maybe if the citizens were armed and could protect themselves, less citizens would be dying, and maybe we could keep some of these criminals under control.
Can we please not make law-abiding folks easy pickings?
I think this harkens back to everybody's fear that it's going to be the wild, wild west out there. First of all, no. Because the wild, wild west was not the wild, wild west. That was made to look that way to sell stories and books and appearances from people like Wild Bill. These guys just went out there and they kind of like, oh, check me out, like, I'm a bad gunslinger, and there wasn't shootouts in the street. They were very rare. They did happen, but they were very, very rare. Cowboys don't even carry guns. Okay, it's not cowboys and Indians. It was Indians and the government. Does anybody know what the shootout at the OK Corral was about?
Enlighten me, man.
Gun control. The Earps passed a law saying no weapons allowed in town, and they went to take the weapons away from a couple brothers and their friends who didn't like the Wyatts, who didn't like the Earps, and so they ended up having a shootout in the middle of the street because they were taking the guns away from lawful citizens. Yes, they were jerks and they were drunk and hungover, which is the only reason why the Earps actually won, is because they were sober.
Good point, though, that like the biggest violent moment in the Old West was over controlling guns. Does that tell you something?
Yeah. And it was the government going against citizens trying to get their guns. Because at the time they were sheriffs.
And since we already talked about way back, let's talk about something more recent. All these people, when you talk about relaxing gun laws, the Pulse shooting. Yes, let's talk about the Pulse shooting. Let's talk about how that happened in a gun-free zone. Let's talk about our most recent act of violence at a university where a guy used a knife and a vehicle to hurt people, and he was stopped by a guy with a gun. Checkmate. Because really, you're not going to be able to stop bad guys with guns without good guys with guns. It's just never going to happen that way.
So,
mass shootings don't become mass shootings if everyone else has a weapon.
Yep.
It just doesn't.
Aurora would have stopped if somebody would have been sitting in the theater with a weapon. It would have happened. Mass shootings will happen, and the people who are shooting will get some shots off and will probably hurt some people or kill some people. But the more people that are armed, the more chance that that person will be stopped sooner. And it takes cops minutes to get to these situations. You can stop them at
1 or 2 instead of 12, 13, 14 victims.
Because unless a cop is on the scene already, it takes them forever to get there.
I'm going to live in a world in which bad guy reaches in, and before that gun's even out, he's got 8 guns pointed at his face. That's the kind of world I want to live in. I don't own a gun right now.
Me either.
I may or may not at some point.
Could be.
But I reap the benefit of a lot of people that do own guns. I just don't get as many things, like what they call hot burglaries. Where people are home and someone comes in and takes all their stuff. You get it big time in Britain, where nobody's allowed to have a gun.
Yep.
But you don't get that here. They're not gonna. If you're home, they're almost certainly not going to break in because they think you might be hacking.
That's another thing. Stop at the concealed carry laws. You should be able to carry a gun at all times, anytime you want, anywhere you want, hidden, out in the open. And here's an interesting thing. A lot of you people might not know. You can carry a weapon in the open pretty much anywhere in the United States. But to conceal it, you have to have a permit. All right, everyone, that's been our episode. I hope you enjoyed it. And we'd really like to, first of all, thank Jess for being a huge contributor. And we cannot wait till you get back on the horse and start contributing again, because you've got a little one to take care of. Please take care of the little one. So don't forget to like, subscribe, share, do all the fun things that you're supposed to do for these episodes. And Chris?
And 4th Friday of every month at 7 o'clock. Come right here to 321 East Milwaukee Street for the Rock County Libertarian Party meeting.
All right, everyone. Have a good night.
See ya.
This can't be William Wallace. I'm prettier than this man. Yes, father. I'll ask him. If I fight for you, will I get to kill the British? Is your father a ghost, or you converse with the Almighty? In order to find his equal, an Irishman is forced to talk to God. Sane Irish. Sane enough to get a dagger past your guards, old man. That's my friend, Irishman. And the answer is yes. If you fight for me, you'll get to kill the English. Excellent! Stephen's my name. I'm the most wanted man on my island. Of course, I'm not on my island, more's a pity. Your island? Yeah, it's mine.